Hey there, amigos. Tio here. So it's a mess here. If you saw my video on Memorial Day, where what was it? The day in life, a typical Monday. Anyway, in that video, I diagnosed three vehicles. One of them was an '06 Lincoln Navigator. And this is the harness, if you remember. If you didn't, this is going from the engine computer down to the transmission. And this is a section that was up against the uh, exhaust. So, and then apparently somebody repaired it prior to that happening. So I want to make a couple points on that and then talk about the harness here. Uh, when I ordered that day when I diagnosed it, I found one on the West Coast and gave the shop owner the information, and they ordered it. And according to them, they got no confirmation, as to what. But on the website where I found it, it was taken down the next day. So I assume it's already shipped. But it's been a week, and yesterday they said they still didn't have confirmation. So I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and repair this harness now because I wanted to do it anyway so we have an extra one. But the point is here, I want to make a couple points of how I test these, how I'm going to test this, bench test it, and um, how I'm going to test the new one and the problems that I see with them. But the point first is this section of harness that was repaired by somebody, your mileage may vary. Everybody says no butt connectors. There's a time and place for butt connectors, but I don't think this is one of them. But my point on this one is whoever did this repair, I think, had it not got burnt again, because I'm assuming that's why they did that, this harness would have outlived the life of that truck. And if you remember me reading the letter from the actual owner of the vehicle, the motor was replaced. I think it said twice. I don't really remember, but I think what happened is that whenever the motor was replaced, whoever put the motor in might not have took the care to ensure this was back to wherever this person did. I'm just saying that I think this, despite the butt connectors, I think this harness would have outlived the life of the truck had it not been for this burning on the exhaust again, as I assumed that's what happened in the first place. Anyway, on to the other one. I prefer to solder and heat shrink. That's my preference. So I'm getting ready to bench test it the way I do. You might do it differently. It's not just a continuity check. So talking about pinning it out, and when I say pinning it out, if you don't know, using your information you have, you look at the end of the connector and where the copper connections are, you test them from there to the other end where it's supposed to go. So that's what I'm going to do next. Be right back. Okay, to demonstrate how I test my wiring to make sure it's fine. The light is bright. I pin it out. I use the wiring diagram to pin out where the connectors should be. And I look at the light. If the light don't look right, if you see here, I have 2.1 amps is what it, and my thing is showing 2.077. So it's pretty good. If it don't look right, I just look over there and check it. But then after I do that, I use my little other test light and I touch all the other terminals to make sure there's no continuity between them two, because I do it with the meter and then I do it with the light to make sure it all works fine. So that's just how I do it. Okay, the harness is complete. I've got it all back together, loomed up and tape. I've labeled it here, so when I hang it on the pegboard, at least I know which one it goes to. I've added a visual reference orange tape over here for that problem area that goes down by the exhaust manifold. So I hope whoever installs the harness would take the precautions to protect it at all costs from heat and vibration of metal and stuff like that. So yeah, it's going to hang on the board, and then Monday I'll check in with the shop and see if they got their harness yet. But we have one ready in case it doesn't work out. So all right, amigos, it's Friday. I'm loading up the harness. The shop called. They needed the company out west. They said apparently the harness was no good. I don't know why they didn't bother to call the shop and let them know, but it is what it is. I'm going to take it up there now and see if I can get any video. Otherwise, I'll be back. All right, amigos. The harness has been dropped off at the shop. Unfortunately, I don't guess I'm going to be able to video any of that or even hear anything else about it, unless there's something wrong with it after they reinstall the harness. Normally, I don't hear anything back. They said they might get to it today. They don't know. But I got it over there bright and early in the morning, first thing, and we'll see. I kind of hope to test the new old one that was coming from the salvage yard out on the West Coast. Normally on them harnesses, if it comes from a vehicle that has been in an accident, I've seen them harnesses that have normally been pretty good. Ones that have not been in an accident, I think what happens is, like with that F-150, I said the engine computer was bad on that one. I think what happens on that is by the time it changed the transmission a couple times and they go through all the frustration, they just give up on it and send it to the junkyard. So, and I think that might have been what happened here. Maybe that harness that was coming from the West Coast, maybe once they removed that harness, they found out there was actual damage you could see. Sometimes you can't see it externally. The only way you can do it is test it, which is what I was going to do. Yeah, from one that's not in a crash, normally they have damage in them. There's a reason for it being in the junkyard. So I'll let you know on the update for that. But anyway, this week coming up, the Sienna, the customer decided to go with the engine computer. It was like 300 and something bucks, and decided to do it. So the first thing I'm going to do once I get it installed is I'm going to check and see if that is actually 5 volts that coming out from there. If you haven't seen that video, that's the same video I'm referring to in this one. The typical Monday video, I'll put a link in the description below. But until the next one, amigos, I'm out.